Hello royalties, welcome to yet another video. My name is Thank you very much for stepping by. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a platform where we do all things wellness. This is a theme series that I'm dealing with called Parents Child Support. This is a platform where, as a professional social worker, I help other parents to learn and unlearn from their mistakes, as I've learned from my mistakes. And what I'm bringing here is all the corrections that I managed to make, and these corrections have benefited me, my children, and my family. So as I share these things, know that I'm talking from experience. Thank you very much, royalties. Without further ado, let us go straight to this video, where today we'll be speaking. I have my notes here, this is why I keep on looking down. On this video today, we're going to be discussing strategies to help kids cope with setbacks. So coping with setbacks is a very much important thing that we need to do and practice more often. And when we are faced with setbacks, royalties, we need to first understand how did we land into that space that brought us setback. What did we do to contribute to what we are finding out as the outcome of our situation? We must not run away from taking responsibility and accountability. So taking responsibility and accountability is the greatest part of dealing with setbacks. We must not just blame shift or see other people's faults and run away from our faults, because if we focus on others, it means we are not going to get solutions. It means we are not going to get the help that we need. So this is the same thing that we need to teach our children. Whenever they are faced with setback, let us sit down and look, how did you land to this space? How did you come to this space where you are not comfortable because you are experiencing a setback? How did you contribute to what you are going through? Which factors, or what are the things that you did that you could have avoided to come to this space? So always taking accountability and responsibility will help us best in dealing with our setbacks, and also helping our children to deal with their own setbacks. So I have few points here, which are strategies to help kids cope with setbacks. The first one says validate their feelings, reframe setbacks as opportunities, encourage problem solving, teach coping skills. The last one says model resilience. So let us deal with these strategies one by one, so that we get everything that we need to get from them, royalties. So let's go. The first one, validate their feelings. Acknowledge and empathize with their emotions. It is important, royalties, good, when your child is not feeling okay. Obviously setbacks makes us to feel demotivated, we lack confidence because of the setback. So it is important to during those times you acknowledge your child's emotions and you empathize with them. That will look like maybe telling your child, I understand why you are feeling so down. I understand why you are not feeling motivated to move on or to continue with this thing or to start a new thing. I feel what you are feeling, and I understand what you are where you are coming from. This will help your child to see what they are feeling is validated and it is normal. Then it will encourage them to keep on fighting and get to a place where they are ready to move on with their lives or to fix what did not go right. So the second one says reframe setback as opportunities. Help kids see challenges as chances to learn and grow. Whenever your child is going through a setback and you are trying to take them from that space or to help them move forward, also make your child understand that setbacks are important in life. If you don't go through setbacks, that means you are not learning. Setbacks are a learning curve. Whenever they are faced with setbacks, you must encourage them to view and review and go back to check how did they go to that space, or how did they reach to that setback, so that whatever that they've done to get to that space, they will learn from those things. They will avoid doing those things in the future, and they will learn and come out of that setback with a positive mindset, rather than feeling it's the end of the world. So it is important to make sure we make our children see setbacks as a learning opportunity and an opportunity for them to grow. And then the third one says encourage problem solving. Guide kids to find solution. As your child is at a space of setback and they are reviewing ukuthi how did they come up to that space, they are learning and unlearning from that setback. Also help encourage your child to find a solution. We must not jump to giving our children solutions because this is their mistake, this is their setback. We must just support them, rally them on the side, but we must not take up or overwhelm our children ukuthi you see this is what you have done, so now do 1 2 and 3 so that you solve that problem. We must not give them solutions, but we must encourage and support them and encourage them to find solutions. We must make sure that they bring solutions to what they've made or the setback they are in, so that in the future when they go through the same setback or something different, they know that they are wise enough to bring solutions to their problems. We can only jump in and help when they say they need our help, or when we see that they are completely stuck, then we can get in and try to help them find solutions. But we must make sure that those solutions come from them, because if a solution comes from your child, they will sustain that solution, they will bring forth the results, they will implement that solution. But if it's something that came from you, they will see you as imposing yourself into their problem, and they will see it as your problem now, not their problem. They will see it as your setback, not their setback. But we need to encourage them to find solutions and implement those solutions. It is their problems, royalties, not ours. So yeah, that is very much important. And then the last one, okay, the second last one says teach coping skills. Introduce techniques like deep breathing, positive self-talk. We must have strategies that we help our children to deal with their setback. Maybe your child is frustrated, he's crying hysterically, he's in the moment of the pain. What do you do as a parent? Do you leave your child in that space, or what are you going to do? It is important to come to them, be in their level. If they are on the floor crying and rolling, whatever the case, come to the floor with them. They must see you as in the moment with them and present and available in the moment, and they must see what you are feeling their pain. So you cannot just stand there and point at your child like this. You brought this to yourself, you fix it. That is not helping a child. Instead of helping the child, you are making him ukuthi afile ukuthi he's in this thing on his own. He brought this thing into to himself, and he must find a solution on his own. Then you are not playing your role as a parent. But when you teach coping skills, you help them. Firstly, before you tackle what the problem is, help your child to calm down, to stop crying. Have a strategy. Calm down, breathe in, breathe out. Let's count from 1 to 10. Let's take deep breaths. That is you helping the child to calm down. And when the child is calm, now you can start talking about what happened or what the child is going through. So we need to see which stage is my child in terms of frustration or pain. Do not just jump to digging and talking about the problem, but the child is still hysterical, the child is still unstable. Stabilize the child first, and then let the child see you are not focused on the problem, but you're also focused on their emotions and on their mental well-being. So the last one says model resilience. Show kids how you handle setbacks with kindness and determination. Your child must learn from you in your personal life, how do you deal with setback? When you're having a problem, maybe with your neighbor or with a friend or with someone important in your life, how do you solve that problem? Do you go out and shout and curse the neighbor or the friend, or how do you deal with that problem? Our children learn from our behaviors as parents. When you do those things, this is what they will do now. But when they're fighting with their friends, they will stand at the gate and shout at their friends and throw stones, and they will do what you do. But if you calm yourself down first and you involve your parents or your family in what you are going through, they will know that, okay, my mom or my dad or my parents are going through a difficult time, but they will focus on how you come out of that difficult time. What are the things that you do in order to help yourselves come out of that difficult time? So our ways of solving our problems is very much important. Our determination in making sure that whatever I do will bring forth positive results for myself and for my family, and the way you move around in solving your problems, this will teach your children how to solve their problems. So it is very much important that we stay calm by all possible means. And if, because we are human beings, sometimes we make mistakes and we realize later, I did not deal with this thing correctly, more especially in front of my child. Go back to your child and say, you know what, I feel like I owe you an apology. The way I addressed this issue with you, it was not right. I was not supposed to shout at you. Or the way I solved my problem or I dealt with my problem, I was not supposed to shout at the next person or the neighbor or the friend. But this is the right way I was supposed to do this. Yeah, should you find good, you have not dealt with the problem the right way, come back to your child and tell them, good, I did not do this correctly. This is the right way I was supposed to take, but I took the wrong way. And for that, I want you to know, Guti, you need not to learn from the wrong way of doing things, but catch up with the right way that I'm showing you right now. So this is the long and short of this video, royalties. Thank you very much for staying up to this point. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please don't forget to comment on the comment section on the strategies that you use at home in helping your children cope with setbacks and mistakes. Is it helping? If not, what is it that you can do to change and bring better strategies for your family? Thank you very much for staying up to this far. Royalties. Ciao, ciao.